Are you still trying to decide if you should go with the Insta360 Go Ultra or the DJI Pocket 3? Well, today I'm going to try and answer that for you. I have a bunch of videos as well as scenarios in which both cameras might be useful to you. And I also have two big cons for each camera that might deter you from buying either or. Like, these cons are so big that I feel like you absolutely need to watch this, even if you've watched a bunch of videos. Also, right now the sun is setting, so it might start to get a little bit dark and you might actually get to see how they perform as the sun goes down. But this is sort of a golden hour right now. And the first thing you will notice, obviously, is the field of view. The Go Ultra has a much wider field of view compared to the Pocket 3. Even though I have the Go Ultra on linear is the most narrow that you can get it without actually cropping, and it's still much wider than the DJI Pocket 3. But one thing you would also see is the quality. So the best way to look at both cameras is Insta360 prioritizes action and versatility. DJI prioritizes quality and something that just works. The strength of the Insta360 Go Ultra is the fact that you can put it in so many different places. For example, you can put it in your chest, or I actually did mount it on my dog, and you guys get to see its point of view as it's running, which obviously the camera is going to be shaking back and forth, but you guys get to see its point of view. I can put it in the gym, I can put it on my chest to do unboxing, I can put it in so many different places. Another cool thing that I can do is the fact that I can actually remove the camera. This is a little bit hard. Remove the camera from its pod and still get a preview while this thing is working wirelessly. And the microphone is still connected to the Go Ultra. This is a Insta360 microphone that I got off Amazon. I got the camera, the Insta360 off Amazon as well, but you can see just the quality. Look at how beautiful this camera looks. I almost forgot to mention, but there are two more things that I actually love about this camera. So one of them is when you go to your recorded videos, right, you can actually continue as if you never stopped. For example, I was recording this video and I stopped it, and instead of having to start a whole new clip, I can just click on this and it will continue recording. That is very sweet. It allows you to keep one file instead of multiple broken files. I really love that. Another thing that I really like is the horizon lock. So for example, I have it on linear right here, right? This means that the footage would also tilt whenever it tilts. But if you have it on this 360 horizon lock, it will lock the horizon that no matter what angle you turn the camera, when you're recording, it will still stay on the same horizon, for example. So right now it's recording, right? But no matter how I turn it, the video is still gonna stay in one horizon. Now it's not gonna reflect right here, but once I stop it and go back and play it, you can see. But no matter how I turn it, the video is still gonna stay in one horizon. So I was actually turning the camera just now, but you guys can see it still stays in the same horizon. This is perfect for those pointer shots where if you don't want the camera shaking a whole lot, or if you put the camera, you mount it on your dog, it would actually keep the footage stable. This is one of the great things I love about my Insta360 cameras. So I like that this one has the versatility to do that. Now, those are its advantages, as well as you can take it in the pool. Needless to say, this camera is just great for versatility. When I unboxed it, I was so impressed by all the stuff that was in it. Now, I do have the creator combo, so I'm not sure what is in the standard or not, but I was very impressed by the amount of stuff that was in the Insta360 case. I mean, this neck thing right here, you can even you can change the orientation. That way the camera is either facing downwards a little bit or upwards. So downwards for when you're doing unboxing, and a little bit of upwards, or I mean the angles that you can, everything is just so well thought of. Now Pocket 3. Pocket 3 has been my favorite camera, hands down. The reason is because of quality. Now, usually when I'm outside, I actually put ND filters, but because I'm doing a comparison today, I didn't put an ND filter. Let me put this wide angle lens in. Okay, so it's better view now. But I've been very, very impressed with this camera. I've traveled with the Pocket 3. I've taken it on a cruise. I've just taken it to multiple places, and I've always had good quality. Whenever I'm doing unboxing, every single one of my unboxing videos or top-down videos is recorded by the Pocket 3. When I'm doing like a real estate videos, I'm always using the Pocket 3. I've done a whole bunch of different video shoots with just this camera. I've done birthday parties. I've done music videos. I've done bike ridings. I've taken on trips. There's just so much I've done with this camera, and the quality has always impressed me every single time. I love the fact that my DJI microphone seamlessly connects to the camera. No hiccups at all. It just works. You can shoot portrait or you can shoot landscape. The camera is just phenomenal. So these are the strengths. Now let me give you guys some of the cons. So starting with the Go Ultra, my biggest con, the number one biggest con, is with the microphone and the camera. So it works seamlessly. However, there's this thing that it does that annoys me a lot. If you accidentally press the power button on the camera, it's gonna turn on the camera and starts recording, and there is no way to disable it. So if you have your microphone in a bag and it gets squished against something, your camera is gonna start recording. I don't know why that is. There is no option to turn that off, and it bugs me so much because yesterday I actually attempted to shoot this video, but it was dead because of that main reason. Because something squished the camera was recording the whole time and I had no idea. So I came out here and camera was dead. So I had to like do a quick charge. That is such a big con. I don't know why Insta360 did that. So that is one big con. The second con is the field of view. The field of view is great for action. You know, you can always capture yourself running and doing stuff, but I don't like the fact that it's so wide all the time. Sometimes I want the field of view to be something like this on the DJI Pocket 3. I just don't like the fact that I can see my entire background sometimes. I want it to be a bit more narrow, but there's no way to do that without cropping in. That is the big con. That is the second con to me. I wish there was another mode where it does not capture as much. Now, there are some modes that you can play with, but I don't want anything that's digitally cropped. It's just a hard one because sometimes I prefer the wide angle and sometimes I don't. When you have the camera in the vehicle, the wide angle makes a whole lot of sense because it captures everything. Right now I'm driving my girl's car and she happens to have a MagSafe magnetic phone mount thing on her dashboard. So what I just did was I just took the camera out of the pod and just placed it on the magnets and it stuck right on. And one of the benefits of having the wide view is that even though I can't see the preview because I have taken the camera out of its pod, I just know I'm gonna be in frame because the wide view captures everything. And we are in a lot of traffic right now. Well, it's not crazy, but it is 5 p.m. and this is about the time that most people get off work. So now I'm going to pick up my girl from work.
Dang, that is a wide. I don't like that.
I know.
It's too wide.
But it is too wide. So those are my two cons for the Go Ultra. And then for the two cons for the DJI Pocket 3, ironically, one of them also has to do with the field of view. The standard field of view is perfect for when I'm doing stuff like this, but when I'm doing my real estate videos, it's just too narrow. It's such a good quality, but the field of view is too narrow. Now you might be thinking, oh wait, you can put the wide angle lens, right? Yes, that is true. I can put the wide angle lens to make it bigger. The problem is when you're doing something like real estate, which is what I do, I'm a real estate agent. When I'm walking through the houses, there is such a massive fisheye effect because of the wider angle lens. So the doorways, the building, the last thing you want on the real estate videos is a fish eye. Have things curved. You do not want that. So something that happens to be a con on the Go Ultra happens to be what I wish this one had. I wish he had a wider field of view so that I can do my real estate. But obviously DJI didn't make this camera just for people that do real estate or people that want a wider field of view. It's just that that's one of the cons. The second con with the Pocket 3 is the fact that it's a little bit more fragile. It's not as big of a con. It's a little bit more fragile. For example, the Go Ultra, I've dropped it a lot. You know, I've had a dog, the camera strapped on it, and the camera has just flown everywhere. With the Pocket 3, you simply cannot do that. One drop and it might break, and then on top of that, it's not waterproof, so you can't even go in the water. But you do get a very, very good quality with both cameras. So right now I'm, riding my Segway, moving. But ultimately, whatever camera you choose comes down to your needs. Personally, I go with the Pocket 3 because it has such a good quality, and I'm often doing an unboxing. I'm often outside. I like the fact that it has very big apertures. I like the fact that when I get closer, the background blurs. Whereas with the Go Ultra, it's always in focus. Everything is in focus. There are lens adapters that you can buy, but until I get those, because I tried to buy some yesterday and they were out of stock. Until I buy those that can blur the background, the Pocket 3 is just gonna be the camera I choose to use, when I'm doing stuff like this, YouTube videos and stuff like that. But if I'm going on trips, I'll still take my Pocket 3, but if I'm going on trips or just doing a bunch of stuff, for example, let me give you guys another perspective. I'm gonna put this camera on this right here. It's on my chest. Look at it. It's on my chest, right? I can just simply go about, and this is the type of angles that you just simply cannot get with Pocket 3. I mean, you sort of can, but it's not gonna be as stable. You're not gonna with the Pocket 3, you can sort of get its angle, but you're not gonna feel as confident. For example, I feel super confident with this on my chest. Absolutely no problem. And man, I really, really love the Go Ultra, man. I really do. I really do. It's become one of my favorite cameras, period. But anyway, guys, I hope I was able to help you out. Like I said, I'm going to be showing some screen recordings that I've recorded. Maybe you guys can finally decide which one is right for you. But yeah, I love both cameras, and yeah, I will absolutely be keeping both cameras. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, drop it down in the comment section. Peace.